What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and make sure you go to InsideBowling.com. Check out our merch. We got our new lovely Love Bowling shirt here, courtesy of Brad Miller Modeling. So Brad, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about ball speed and how it's easy to get into the trap of throwing the ball too hard. Coming up.
So in today's game, power is everything, but oftentimes when you're trying to create power, you may be putting too much effort into your shot and you may be overthrowing the shot. So Brad, how do we know if we're overthrowing the bowling ball?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say the most important thing you can do to create high scores and to become a better bowler is to simply get your ball into a roll. If your ball is not reading the lane properly or early enough, it becomes extremely difficult to compete and score well. So when I first went out on tour, I saw everybody creating like these really crazy angles. They were hooking the ball a lot, and I couldn't do that. And I spent some time trying to do that, and all that did was make me throw the ball too hard because I was trying to put too much effort into the shot to try and generate this hook, and it ended up just being I would naturally throw the ball too hard, and when I needed to throw it slower, I couldn't anymore. And this is something that I have found to be fairly consistent within my students as well. So I want to make sure we discuss this because I think it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a drill that I did back at home to make sure that my ball speed and my ranges were on point was, if you take a 5-step approach or a 4-step, take your full step approach, but then try and throw the ball as slow as you possibly can. And I'm going to tell you, if your ball speed is still around 9 or 10 mile an hour, you are simply just putting way too much effort into the shot. A great bowler should be able to throw the ball 1 mile an hour, and then maybe there's some struggle with throwing.
Yeah, there's a limit to the high ball speed.
But Belmo, Barnes, these great bowlers, if you tell them to throw 1 mile an hour, they'll go up there and just throw 1 mile an hour. They can do anything with a bowling ball. And I can remember there was a time in my career where I was very insecure about slowing my ball speed down. I was very insecure about speeding it up because I just didn't understand that I was overthrowing.
Yeah, and you probably weren't comfortable with that range.
And I wasn't comfortable.
Yeah.
And naturally, my ball was missing the break point.
Right.
And I kept wondering, why can't I hook the ball? Why can't I get my ball to go through the pins like these guys? And it was simply because my ball speed was just way too high for the amount. It became hard to repeat.
Right.
It became hard to differentiate. Everything was uncomfortable when I wasn't around it. And so what you're going to see when you do that drill at home, when you take your full step approach and try and throw it slow, is you want it to be uncomfortable. You want to feel uncomfortable. You want to test those ranges because the best bowlers in the world know their range.
And if we're getting our ball speed under 10 miles an hour, this isn't probably a ball speed we're going to use in competition.
No,
it's meant to get out of your comfort zone and get that feeling, okay, this is what it feels like when I'm really slowing the ball down.
Yeah, I've always felt that the best way, if you're struggling at home, the best thing you can do is do something totally different. Get out of that little square that you've been in the past like 6 months. That way you can gain some perspective on what you're actually doing. And so if you do this drill and it's really uncomfortable, well then that shows you how much effort you were actually putting in the ball before.
Right. All right guys, thanks for watching the video. Remember, power is a beautiful thing, but make sure you're not overthrowing the ball and missing the break point. Try this drill out. Throw the ball as slow as you can. We're not going to use this ball speed in competition, but it's going to give you an idea of how slow you can throw a bowling ball.
And go ahead and check out our social media, Instagram, Patreon.
All the plugs.
Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you guys.
See you guys later.